It's Richard Mills from Upschool here. For more amazing free lessons like this one, create a free account at upschool.co, and we can't wait to see you on our platform.
Hello everybody, how are you? Just wanted to let you know that we're just going to start in a couple of minutes. Just going to wait for some other people to come. While you are waiting, I'll just show you what you're going to need today in order to make sure that you can take on this lesson. You're going to make sure that you have a book like this, of course. Make sure you've got everything ready because we're going to go through this quite quickly. Today you'll need a pen, of course. You'll need a piece of paper. You'll need a pair of scissors, just like this. And if you have a piece of card, that would be awesome. So I'll give you 2 minutes just to get your things together. You'll need a book or a piece of paper that you can remove this piece of paper later. If you haven't got it, can you get these things now? You'll definitely need a pen or a pencil. You'll need a pair of scissors, and you'll need a piece of card. All right, I'll give you 2 minutes to get those things ready if that's okay. Okay, all right, let's get started. So Krishna, just to check with you, I can see you've got everything ready. You're good? You got everything you need? Beautiful. And just checking with Rapashi. Rapashi, you've got everything we need? You've got your pencil, your scissors, your card. Beautiful. Okay, that's amazing. I can see that your things are on their way. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, my name is Gavin McCormack, and this is a lesson on how to write an article. Now, before we start today, before we even start writing this and working together, this is really important. There are many things around the world happening in the news and in your life and with your friends and in your school and your community. And sometimes we don't know what to do about them. We look at them, we say, oh my goodness, what can I do about this? What can I actually do about it? Well, there is something you can do. And today I'm going to show you what that is. We're actually going to write an article today. Now, many of you have written things before. You've written stories or books or, articles or information reports, but have you ever done anything with them? Or do you just put them in your book and your teacher gives you a tick and a gold star and says, well done? Today, we're not doing that. We're going to write an article about something really important, really, really important. And then I'm going to show you how to make your very own envelope, and then you're going to post it. You're actually going to post your letter. So your homework, we'll call it homework, your follow-up activity is to take this article in the envelope you're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to make your very own envelope out of a piece of card, and you're going to post it off to a newspaper. And you're going to hope that that newspaper publish your article, and then you can call yourself a journalist, which will be very, very cool indeed. All right, sounds cool? We're going to do all of this in 60 minutes. So we're going to work together. I'm going to set you up with some tasks and work hard. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm actually really looking forward to this. So, how to write an article to change the world. The power of the pen. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flick to this screen here. Hopefully you can see my book here. I'm going to put the title in my book. I'd love you to do exactly the same as me, if that's okay. And my title is going to be The Power of the Pen. I'm going to put that just at the top here.
You'll have to rotate your camera, Gavin.
I'm sorry. My camera is sometimes the wrong way around. Whoops, that's not it. That's it. Thank you. Jake?
Thanks.
Beautiful, thank you. All right, so you can see I'm on the power of the pen. I'm just going to underline it with a swirly line like this. I forgot my ruler. No problem. Now, like we do every single week, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to look at the keywords. And there are some words that we're going to need to be able to use this week, and we're going to write these words down. These are the 3 words that are the most important words that you're going to need this week. Okay, so here are the 3 words that you're going to need, and we're going to write these down in our books. I'll do the same thing. So just underneath your title, write down these 3 words. They're very important. The first one is emotive language. So if you can write that down in your book, and then we'll just go through what they mean in just a second. So Kanika, I can see you're there. If you can write down those 3 words, if you don't mind. The first one is emotive language. I'll just show you in my book what it looks like so you can actually see. It looks like this. I'm just writing them underneath the title just like that. Emotive language. And I'm going to write all three of them down. So the first one's emotive language. The second one, and these are all very hard words, but you'll know exactly what they mean in just a minute. The second one is statistics. Goodness me, these words are hard this week. But don't you worry about that. We'll know what all of them mean in just a minute. Just checking with Krishna. You're okay, Krishna? You're keeping up okay? Beautiful, sir. And your last word is punctuation. Just pop that in your book if you don't mind, and then we're going to go through what they mean. Now, at the end of this lesson today, you're going to post a letter. And what we're going to hope that happens is when you post it, you're going to post it to a newspaper. And a newspaper is going to read it and say, oh my goodness me, this is an amazing article. We're going to publish it on the front page. And your article could be in the newspaper on the front page, and you will be a journalist. You will be very successful if that happens. Now, let's go back and have a look at what these words actually mean. Now, they're quite complicated words, but I'm going to make them really simple for you so you can understand them. So let's go to the first one. The first one, emotive language. Now, obviously, we know what a language is. Language is words that we speak or we write. But emotive language is a special type of language. It's a language from the heart. So you can write that down. I'm even going to draw a love heart next to it to remind me. So emotive language is language from the heart. This is language that really means something. It's very powerful language, and it means something very important. We call this emotive language. And I can see all of grade 7 there working hard. Well done, grade 7. Amazing. Keep it up, guys. Let's go to word number 2. Word number 2 is statistics. A very hard word. You probably heard lots of adults talking about statistics. This is a really simple word, actually. It means numbers. In simple words, statistics are numbers. So we're going to be talking about some numbers today. And punctuation. Punctuation is obviously very easy indeed. We're talking about full stops, capital letters, commas, speech, all of these things. So we're talking punctuation, we're talking about sentences. I'll put an exclamation mark at the end to remind you that that's part of punctuation. We're talking about sentences. Now, you might want to just put a squirrely line just underneath it like this. So grade 7, when you've got those 3 words down in your book, just someone stick your thumb up so I can see that you're all ready and we can move on. I can see that Marquita's son is working so hard. Goodness me, what a hard worker. Amazing. Well done. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, guys, so we've got our 3 key words down. And now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. You see, writing an article is all good and well, but you have to write an article about something that's extremely important. You can't write an article about something that doesn't matter. And today, we're going to talk about something that matters a lot. If you haven't got those words down, don't worry, I'll put them back on here so you can see them like this. So just to let you know, for those people who've just joined, I can see a whole class have just joined. Well done. These are the 3 keywords for this week. You're not going to have a chance to get them down now, but don't worry, we'll come back to it later, and this will be recorded anyway. So we're going to look at emotive language, statistics, and punctuation. And as I said before, when we write an article, it has to be about something that matters. So let's get into something that matters. We're going to be talking today about climate change. Now, lots of you have probably heard this in the news. Climate change is something very serious, something very important, but basically it's about the world getting hotter. The world is getting a little bit hotter, and that's a problem. And today we're going to write an article about this. This is really important. So this is the WALT, and this is what are we learning today. So today we're going to learn about writing an article that matters. And we're going to, first of all, before we do anything else, I'm going to show you a video. Because you might be thinking, Gavin, I've heard of climate change, but I'm not really sure what it is. Well, would you like to find out what it is? Okay, wonderful. Let me show you a very short video that will explain exactly what it is we're talking about. Okay, here we go. So let's go to here. I'm just going to share this with you guys. Off we go. Listen really carefully, guys, to the information here. We'll regroup afterwards.
Life exists on planet Earth because we're just the right distance from the sun, so it's not too hot and not too cold. Earth is home to many species of plants and animals that live in the deepest oceans, the hottest deserts, the biggest cities. It's our responsibility to protect these ecosystems. Because even though humans have only been around for a small part of Earth's history, our actions are harming the health of our planet. Earth's atmosphere is like a greenhouse. It traps warmth from the sun's rays. And because conditions are just right, as they have been for thousands of years, life can flourish here. But Earth's temperature is rising. Dangerous gases from our factories, cars, and landfills are trapping the heat from the sun and making the atmosphere hotter and hotter. As a result, the ice caps are melting. The seas are rising and heating up. Whole ecosystems are dying. But good people everywhere are taking action to reverse the effects of climate change. In Bogotá, architect Oscar Mendez is designing homes made entirely from recycled plastic reclaimed from garbage dumps and landfill sites. Other people are developing cars that use the power of the sun and don't create any stinky smoke. Others still are creating green spaces in big cities where new trees can grow and wildlife can find homes. Together, we can create a safe, clean future for everyone and everything on Earth. And everyone has a part to play.
Okay, guys, now we've got the facts. We know what's happening. It's climate change. With the Earth is heating up, it's getting hotter, and the future is a little bit in jeopardy. Now, the future is what's coming up in the future. It's not now, it's not yesterday, it's what's coming next. And you are all children. You're sitting in your classrooms, you're in your houses. It's actually your future. It's your future that is getting hotter. And we're going to write an article today about exactly that. But before we do, we need to know the facts. We actually need to know the facts about climate change, and that's what I'm going to share with you right now. So I'm going to give you 4 facts. These are statistics, and I'm going to ask you to write them down in your book. I'll show you exactly how to do the first one. These are really important facts that you need to know. The first one is on your screen. So at the bottom, you will see the fact, and we're going to write that down in our book. The first part says, what are the effects of climate change? And the first one is this. And you need to write it down in your book, on your paper, however you want to write it down, you can. I will read it out to you. The last decade, so the last 10 years on this planet were the hottest in the last 125,000 years. Can you believe it? Out of the last 125,000 years, the last 10 years were the hottest of all. So if you're in Ballarat, or you're Markita's son, or you're Krishna, or you're in India, or you're in RSE school, then the last 10 years, while you've been alive, I can see at Ballarat school, there's lots of kids sitting in the class, and they're all about 10 years old. They're all about 10. So while you've been alive on this planet, it's been the hottest it's been in the last 125,000 years. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to write that down in my book, just like this. I'm just going to write down the last decade. I'm just going to make some notes here. Hottest in 125,000 years. My first fact. Can you write it down too, just like that? I don't want you to forget that fact either, because we said at the very beginning of this lesson that we were going to write an article because it was important. Don't you think this is very important? This is extremely important. While you've been alive, it's the hottest 10 years for a very, very, very long time. That's quite shocking. So your first fact, don't forget, facts are really important if we only have a few of them. So what are the facts about climate change? Let's go to fact number 2. Stick your thumb up if you've got fact number 1 down in your book so I can see it All the guys at Ballarat are doing well. Amazing. Well done, guys at Ballarat. I can see you're ready, and Kanika's done. Okay, Krishna, you good? Okay, let's go to fact number 2. You might be quite surprised about these facts. Here we go. Now, we all know carbon dioxide is a gas in the atmosphere, and it's causing us a lot of problems. Let me give you fact number 2. And you want to put this down in your book. You don't need to write the full sentence. Just write down a bit of a note to remind yourself. Carbon dioxide levels on Earth are the highest in 2 million years. In the last 2 million years, they are the highest they've ever been. And let me tell you, 85%, almost all of them come from burning fossil fuels like coal and oil and gas and all of these things. So let's try to get that down in our books if we can. I'm just going to flick to the right slide so you can see here, guys. There you go. Here's the slide for you. So the carbon dioxide levels are at their highest in 2 million years, and 85% comes from burning fossil fuels. I'm going to write it down looking something like this. I'll just flick to my book so you can see. I'll put CO2, and I'll write highest in 2 million years, just like this. Got 2 facts now, really important. It's really important you know the facts, because if you don't know the facts, your article really won't make much sense. And when you know stuff, when you know the facts, people listen to you more. If you say, did you know, Krishna, that the Earth is heating up? It's the hottest in the last 10 years, are the hottest for the last 125,000 years. People go, oh my goodness, Krishna, I better listen to you. You know your stuff. Okay, let's go to fact number 3. Fact number 3. Here we go. 1.2 trillion. The numbers are getting so big now. 1.2 trillion tons of ice are lost every year. And here's the shocking fact for everyone. If all the ice melts, the sea, the ocean will rise 70 meters. Now, I can see some children over there down in Ballarat. You're about 1 meter, 1.5 meter tall. That's 35 of you. That boy at the very front, twiddling his hair behind his ear, that's 35 of you. If all the ice melts, then the ocean is going to rise 35 times that young man's height. And that's going to be a big problem, because it's going to flood lots of our land and come onto where we live. It's going to be a really big problem. So in our books, fact number 3, if we can, I'm going to write down 70 meters. Just like this. I'm going to put to my book. Oceans will rise. I'm going to write it like this. 70 meters. Just like that. Goodness me. That would be a lot. If the ocean came up 70 meters, and that's why this is such an important article that we're about to put together. Okay, one more fact to go. We've only got 4. But the 4 most important ones. And I tried to make them a little bit shocking for you, like, oh my goodness, that's a very serious thing. We better do something about this. Okay, Kanika, are we ready for fact number 4? You're good. All right, awesome. Let's go to fact number 4 then. Here we go. Human beings. That's you guys. Human beings cut down or burn 10,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest every day. Every day. Let me tell you how much that is. That's 1 football pitch of forest every minute. We have been in this meeting for 20 minutes. That means while we've been sitting here, 20 football pitches of the Amazon rainforest have been chopped down. That's very sad, isn't it? It is a bit sad, and that's why we're writing this article today. So let's write it down. Fact number 4. Here we go. Let's see what we can write down. I'll flick to the right screen for you. Here you go. Humans cut down 10,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest every single day. That's a football pitch every minute. That's a lot. I'm going to write down 10,000 acres each day. Just like that. Okay, have a quick look at those facts. Have a quick read of them. Just remind yourself of them. I'm going to give you 60 seconds in a minute to turn to your partner, the person sitting next to you. Close your book, and you're going to tell them all the facts you've just kind of absorbed about rainforests, global warming, oceans rising, and the Earth heating up. Okay, I'll flick back to me on the cam. Okay, 60 seconds. So Marquita and your son, have a quick conversation. All the guys in class down at Ballarat, turn to the person next to you and tell them the 4 things you have just learned about climate change. Off you go. Try not to look. Now, okay, let's continue now. My friend is in this lesson, Jake Davies. Are you there? Can you put your camera on, Jake, so everyone can see you? Where is he? There he is. Here's my friend Jake. Let's see if Jake was listening. Jake, give us the 4 facts.
Goodness me. Now, Gavin, when I'm monitoring your meetings, I've got a lot of things on my mind, but I'll give it a try.
Okay.
One of the facts was that the CO2 levels in the atmosphere have increased significantly. I think it's the highest in 2 million years.
Correct.
Okay, do you want to throw it to someone else to give another fact?
I'll test you on one more.
All right.
What about the Amazon? How much of the Amazon is being depleted every minute?
I believe it was 1 football field. No, it's a minute.
Okay. Is he right, guys? Give him a thumbs up if you got it right. A football field every minute. Thanks to the guys in Ballarat. Jake, I was just testing you. He was listening, and it's very important, guys, that you're also listening too. I know you're writing, but you're listening. Thank you, Jake. You're a total legend. Okay, now let's continue where we're at here, guys. We're writing an article, and we want to make sure that we're all above this. So the question is, I guess, you might be thinking, Gavin, what is an article? I have no idea. I don't even know what we're doing today. Well, let me tell you, all the guys down in Ballarat, what an article actually is. An article is a non-fiction piece of writing. It tells the reader what's going on in the world and involves persuasive words. You might have seen these things in a newspaper. Put your hand up or give me a thumbs up if you've ever read a newspaper before or seen one. Okay, amazing. Yes, good. Everyone's seen a newspaper. Great. Now, in the newspaper, we have a lot of facts. We have a lot of statistics. We have a lot of numbers. And we also have lots and lots of articles. So now we're going to write our very own article. All of you guys here down in Ballarat, at the end of this, you can call yourself a journalist. You can say, I'm a journalist. I've written my very own article. And as I said to you at the beginning of this lesson, you are going to be posting your article to a newspaper today. And I'm going to show you how to make your very own envelope. And then you're going to send it off, and the fingers are crossed that somebody publishes your article. Okay, now, there is an order. There is a way that we write an article. We write it step by step, bit by bit. And I'm going to walk you through all of those bits right now. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to write my own article. And you're also going to write yours too. So I'm going to write mine and send you away for 2 minutes, and you're going to write yours bit by bit. What you're going to need, to let you know, just look at my cam here, you're going to need a brand new page. So turn over, get yourself to a blank page just like this. That would be absolutely perfect. Now, if you don't have paper and you just want to watch, that's totally fine, not a problem. And you can also write your article a bit later on if you just want to listen right now. That's also not an issue. Okay, let's start. And you might want to take some notes here if you want, because you might want to write other articles later on. But here's the first part. First part of your article is the title. The title, and you are going to need a catchy title. Your title must be catchy. It must be something that catches the attention of the people who are going to be reading it. And I'm going to write my very own article right now. So, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to do my very own article right now. Okay, here we go. So, here's my blank paper. I'm going to write my title. Now, my title is about climate change. And I'm going to put a title that's going to get people to read it. And I'm going to give you 60 seconds to write your own. So, here's my title. It's coming. Here it is. Okay. My title is The Earth Warms Up. You do not need to write the same as me, but if you haven't got an idea, you can, no problem, copy mine. That's not an issue. I've got my title. I'm going to make my title bold, make it big, just like this. The Earth Warms Up. You've got 60 seconds in your book to write down your title. And remember, this is all about climate change. By the way, in 30 minutes, you'll all have an article and you're all going to post it. And then potentially a newspaper is going to print it. And then you can say, Divyam, goodness me, I'm a journalist. I didn't realize I'm so good at this. And you know that whenever you see something that bothers you in the future, you can write an article about it. Not a problem. So the Earth warms up. You've got your title. Put your thumb up when you've got your title in your book. And I can see you're ready. The guys in Ballarat are ready. Wonderful, Krishna. By the way, everybody, we've got children all over the world today. We've got people from Pakistan, India, Nepal, Australia, Indonesia. This is fantastic. Okay, the Earth warms up. Let's go to the next part of our presentation, which is this. What comes after the title? Well, after the title comes the introduction. And this is a short paragraph and it says, what are we going to be discussing in your article? Get the reader hooked. This is where the reader goes, goodness me, I need to read more about this subject. And this is where we get them hooked. So I'll demonstrate to you first how I would do it, and then I'm going to ask you to do your own. And I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. This is only 2 sentences, and you should be able to do this in your groups, not a problem. You can work with the person next to you if you need to. So, introduction. What are you going to be discussing in your article? Get the reader hooked. Okay, let's go back to my article right here. So here, I'm going to leave a bit of a space underneath. In fact, what I'm going to do with my title, you might want to do this too. I'm just going to, yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to start my article right here. So, my introduction. What are we going to be discussing in your article? So, here's mine. The Earth on which we live is unfortunately heating up. And we have the power to make a difference. Ignore my spelling of unfortunately. And we have the power to make a difference. In this article, we will discuss how. So, what I'm doing at this point is I'm telling them a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to tell them a little bit about my article right here. Okay, so in your group, with your partner, in your pair, and I'll leave mine on the board right here for you, would you like to turn to the person next to you, spend 60 seconds, write your opening paragraph on what are you going to be writing about today, and make it short. Mine is only 2 sentences, if you see it. The Earth on which we live is unfortunately heating up. Ignore my comma, don't know why it's there. Is unfortunately heating up. And we have the power to make a difference. In this article, we will discuss how. And that's my first opening paragraph. You can use my article if you want, my paragraph if you want, or you can make your own, not a problem. I'm going to make mine a bit small, so I want to fit it all onto one page. So you might want to have a chat to the person next to you. If you haven't got paper or pencil, you can just discuss this part. All right. Give me a thumbs up, Divyam, when you are done. Kanika, when you're ready, down in Ballarat, you're good. Have you got your opening statement? Beautiful. Now, don't worry if it's not neat. You can always type this up later. You can always make it perfect later. This is just our first draft. So let me just read through mine for you for now. The Earth warms up. The Earth on which we live is unfortunately heating up, and we have the power to make a difference. In this article, we will discuss how. Okay, so let's go to the next section now. Let's go to this next part. And the next part of our article, the next paragraph, and this is really important, meaning that we're going to miss a line in our article at this point. The next one is the body. And we're going to write a short paragraph now. And in this part, we're going to talk about the situation in detail, which means we're going to give one of the statistics. If you remember, I gave you 4 facts. Now we're going to use one of those facts. In fact, one of the most powerful ones. You're going to choose one, and we're going to talk about the problem, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do about it. So this is the body of the article. So what I will do is I will flick back to my article. I will write my section, and then I'll allow you to do yours, or you can just go ahead and start if you want to. That's not the problem either. Totally fine with that. Okay, so tell us the situation. I'm going to use one of the facts, which was in my the 4 facts that I gave you before. Human beings cut down 10,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest every day. If this continues, Earth will heat up to a level that will destroy many habitats. We must act now, change the way we live. Okay. So guys, have a look at my opening, my body, which is where I tell them one of the facts. I'll actually just highlight that one for you so you can see it. I choose the most powerful fact out of my lists. And I missed a line. Can you see that I missed a line here? This means that I'm actually starting a new paragraph. And this is really important that I've used a new paragraph. And what I'll do while you just take a couple of minutes to write yours is I'll just read this out. The Earth on which we live is unfortunately heating up, and we have the power to make a difference. In this article, we will discuss how. The body of my article. Human beings cut down 10,000 acres of Amazon rainforest every day. If this continues, the Earth will heat up to a level that will destroy many habitats. We must act now to change the way we live. Okay. So have a look at that. I'll give you a few minutes with the people next to you. By the way, at the end, we're going to choose somebody to read their article out to the entire world. We've got schools all over the world here today. They can come up to the camera and read them out. That could be Kanika. That could be someone down at Ballarat. It could be Divyam. It could be Kamal. It could be anybody who's going to read their article out. We'll have a think about that. We're getting there, guys. You're doing well. We've got 3 more sections to go. So we've got the opening title. Then we have our introduction. Now we've written the body. If you are down in Ballarat, can you put your thumb up, please, and let me know if you've written the body of yours, or do you need more time? Okay, I can see some people are still writing, so I'll give you another couple of minutes. Well done, all the people at RSSE grade 7. You guys are working so hard. I can see you all the way from Australia. Well done. Amazing. Really good. Divyam, put your thumb up when you're ready, and we'll move on to the next section. Now, the next section we're going to do is going to involve, thank you, Divyam. The next section we're going to do is going to involve you actually remembering those facts, all those statistics. And this makes your article look really, really nice. So let's move to section number 3, which is going to be this section here. And this is statistics. And this is where we use bullet points in our article. So at this point, we don't write a paragraph, we just write 3 simple bullet points. Before you start writing down, the guys down at Ballarat, have a quick look this way. You've got to make sure that you use your statistics when you write this part and tell us that you know your stuff. Okay, let's flick over to mine and I will show you very quickly. So here's how I'm going to organize it. Once again, I'm going to miss a paragraph, new paragraph. So I'm going to start a new line, miss an entire line, and then I'm going to add my bullet points here. I'm going to have 3 bullet points. I only have 3 facts actually remaining. If you remember your facts, you've got them in your book. So number 1, I'm going to write down carbon dioxide at its highest level for 2 years. And you might be thinking, Gavin, why are you writing these facts? Well, these are the facts that the people need to know. Carbon dioxide is at its, its highest level for the last 2 million years. Fact number 2, if you can remember them. I'm going to write down this one, 1.2 trillion tons of ice is lost each year. If all the ice melts, it will rise 70 meters. Goodness me. And I'm going to flick to fact number 3, if you can remember them. I've already used my fact about the Amazon, so I can't use this one again. The last 10 years, the hottest in 125,000. Okay, wonderful. So my article's starting to look pretty good now, guys. So in your book, if you don't mind, just with the person next to you, have a conversation, get your 3 facts down. I'm just going to make mine a little bit smaller because it's getting too cramped on my page. Just like this. Beautiful. Okay, my article's starting to look really, really good. So I'll give you 4 or 5 minutes, guys, to get your 3 facts down. Here they are. Your article is coming together. Now, the idea behind this whole lesson is that you understand that whenever you see an issue which is really important, that you actually take action. Now, every single newspaper, The Project, The News, Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, Indian Television, any of these broadcasters, they love to hear articles from children. And what I want you to do at the end of this session is you're going to take this article. You might want to write it up again. You might want to type it up, but you are going to send it. And I'm going to show you at the very end how to make your very own envelope. And we're going to put our letter inside an envelope. You're going to put the address of the news broadcaster on there, and you're going to post it in the hope that they publish your article, which will be very cool if they do. All right, let's continue. Okay, let's go to our next slide, our next section. So we talked before about statistics. Now we're going to our closing paragraph. And this is the paragraph which is really emotional, and it tells them exactly what you need from them. And it also tells them what you're going to do as a community. So what are you going to do, and what do you want them to do? What was the point in them actually reading your article, which is really important. Okay, so let's do that. What do you want to do with the information we have just read? This is absolutely crucial. So let's flick over to my article over here, guys. Once again, here we go, my final paragraph. Now, you'll need to use the name of your school here. Obviously, I'm not in a school. So if you're at Pinkerton Primary School, you'll need to use that. If you're at Ballarat Public School or wherever you are, you need to write that down. So I'm going to pretend I'm at Pinkerton. Here at Pinkerton Primary School, we are changing the way that we live to help protect the Earth from climate change and global warming. And we encourage you to do the same. Okay, my closing paragraph. Let me read it out to you guys. I'll give you 4 minutes to do your own. Now, make sure you're not just copying mine down, because that won't be very creative. So, here at Pinkerton Primary School, we are changing the way that we live to help protect the Earth from climate change and global warming. And we encourage you to do the same. Now, what you might want to do at the bottom of your article, I'm going to do this on mine. I'm going to put my name. Because I am the journalist just like you guys. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 minutes with your person, with your partner, with your group, with your team to get that closing paragraph organized. Now, if you've finished and if you're ready, what you'll need next for the end of this session is you're going to need a piece of card, A4 card, a ruler, and a pair of scissors. And we're going to choose someone to read their article out. Now, just while you're doing that, let me read my article to you and let's see how it sounds. The Earth warms up. The Earth on which we live is unfortunately heating up, and we have the power to make a difference. In this article, we will discuss how human beings cut down 10,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest every day. If this continues, the Earth will heat up to a level that will destroy many habitats. We must act now to change the way we live. Carbon dioxide is at its highest level for 2 million years. 1.2 trillion tons of ice is lost each year. If all the ice melts, the ocean will rise 70 meters and Ballarat will be underwater. And the last 10 years were the hottest in 125,000. Here at Pinkerton Primary School, here at Ballarat Public School, we are changing the way we live to help protect the Earth from climate change and global warming, and we encourage you to do the same. Okay, now you've got your article. It's looking good. I can see that some of the people down at Ballarat, you're resting on your knee with your book, and that's great, but what it will mean is that your article may need writing up again and making perfect. Now, just before we go to the next and final section, you are going to need now a piece of card. A piece of paper is also fine, but a piece of card is better. You'll need a ruler, and you'll also need a pencil or a felt tip pen or a Sharpie or something like that. We're now going to make ourselves an envelope. The guys at grade 7, I've got to say to you guys at grade 7, R-I-S-S-E, you guys are working so extremely hard over there. That's unbelievable. And at the very end of this, we're going to choose someone to read out their article, which is going to be absolutely great. Okay, so let's go back to our slides over here and just go to the final slide to talk to you what you're going to do now. Now, at the very beginning, we told you you're going to be a kind of superhero, okay? And this is what a superhero does. A superhero, talks about things that are very difficult and speaks up. And as you can see on my article on the screen, I put some subheadings to try to help people understand you all might also want to do exactly the same thing as me. And it's now time to post our letters. So without further ado, guys, what I will say to you is this. Let's get our pieces ready. And what I'll do is just exactly this. So what you'll need in front of you is you'll need a piece of paper. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I've already sketched mine out. I'm just going to make this a bit closer. It's easier for you to see. Here we go. All right. So you've got your piece of paper, you've got your card, you've got your ruler, you've got your pencil, and you're ready to go. Giviam, have you got your scissors, your pencil, you're ready to go? Amazing. Okay, guys. So here's what you're going to do. On your piece of paper, just like this. Right in the middle, and I'll show you mine like this. I would like you, please, if you don't mind, to draw me a line just like that. Just make sure it doesn't go to the edges, just like this. You can see mine just there, right in the middle. You'll need to rest on a table, the guys at Ballarat. I can see that. So a line just down the middle, nice and straight on your A4 paper, which is beautiful. By the way, well done. Amazing. Now on the left-hand side over here, on this side, I'm going to draw a line going across, just like this. I don't want to touch the edge of my paper. Just like that. It almost looks like an upside down letter L. And then another one going down over here, just like this, the same length as the one in the middle. And I'm going to complete that and make it into a box, just like this. Don't worry if it's not exactly right, not a problem. Okay, so you should have a rectangle that looks something like this on one side. Are we all good down at Ballarat? I can see that. Yes, you've got yours going on. Beautiful. Thumbs up. Amazing. Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, now we're going to do exactly the same now, but on the other side. We want to make it almost identical, but it doesn't matter if it's not. On the other side of that line in the middle, I'm going to draw another line going across just like this. And I'm going to draw the exact same rectangle on the other side. Just like this. We'll have two next to each other with a line right down the middle, like this. Two rectangles next to each other, just like that. Now, in future, if you ever want to make an envelope, this is exactly how you do it. So two rectangles next to each other. You okay, Rapashi? Beautiful. Divyam, you're good? Well done, sir. Amazing. All right. Now, on the right-hand side, forget the left-hand side now. On the right-hand side, we're going to draw these small little flaps, and this is what we're going to use to put the glue together on. So I'm just going to draw this up on the top. It's almost like a roof of a house. And then I'm going to draw a line across the top to let that meet, just like that. There we go. So you can do that on the top. On the right-hand side, doesn't matter if it's not straight, all good. This is where we're going to put the glue. I'm going to do exactly the same on the bottom, just like this. Two lines diagonal. And I'm going to draw the line across just like this. Beautiful. And finally, up on the very top up here, I'm going to draw a really, really big flap up here. So a longer one. And I'm going to join that with my ruler just like this. Amazing. Awesome. Okay. Krishna, how are you going? You good? You got your envelope done? Can you hold it up so I can have a quick look? I'd love to see it. Oh, okay. Okay, what about you, Rapashi? Could you hold yours up so I can have a look? Can we all see it? How's it looking? Oh, yes, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. What about Marquita? Marquita's son. Ooh, that is better than mine. That's perfect. Absolutely on the money. Great. Wonderful, everyone. Okay, now, the next job is to cut this thing out carefully and slowly. I've got my scissors here, guys. I'm going to do mine. You'll want to do yours too. So nice and slowly, I'll just do mine quickly. Remember, keep your fingers well away from those scissors. We don't want you to chop your fingers off. It would be very bad. Just like this, cutting out right on the lines. It doesn't matter if it's a bit wonky, that's totally fine. Just like this. And remember, at the end of this, you're actually going to post your letter. So all you'll need is a stamp and an address, and Bob's your uncle. You pop it in the post box, and your letter can be sent. Okay, I'll do mine quite quickly, but don't worry if you need a bit more time. Okay, so you have something that looks just like that. Wow, that girl at Ballarat is doing that perfectly. Amazing. Yeah, really good. Although the girl next to you is not even making her envelope, which is a bit surprising. All right. So this is awesome. Come here, have a look at yours. When you've got one cut, when you've cut it out, if you can hold it up, that would be awesome. Can I have a look at yours? Yeah, that's perfect. Looking great. Looking really good. So you've got it cut out just like mine here. Amazing, amazing. All right, looking really good. I'll just give you another minute to do that. And for those people who've finished, the next stage, really nice, well done. The next stage is to just take your ruler like me and just place it on the line. And you're actually just going to fold your paper over the ruler. You get a nice straight line on all of the lines, just like this. So pop your ruler on the line and fold it over. So all of those bends start to fold over the ruler, just like this. Beautiful. It's always a good idea to use card on this one. Okay. So you should have your paper all like this, ready to bend, which is perfect. Let me just grab my glue. Now, if you don't have glue, sellotape is also fine. So you've got your envelope, and I can see you've got the glue down there in Ballarat. Awesome, awesome. Now remember this, just while you're doing that, guys, just while you're folding your paper, I can see some of you are doing it. Just while you're doing that, the idea of this lesson is that you are going to write an article, not for your teacher, not for your book, not to get a tick, not to get a gold star or a smiley face. You're writing an article so that you can send it to a newspaper. And the newspaper are going to read it. And when they read it, they're going to say, wow, that article from Rupashi was so good, we're going to put it on the front page. That's what we want. We want your article to make it. So you're going to post this. The important part is that we post it. Now, let me show you the next bit while you're looking here, guys. So I've got my envelope. I've got my article. Let's pretend this is my article. It isn't my article, but I'll pretend it is. I'm going to fold my article very carefully. You don't need to do this now, but you can do it later. I'm going to fold it up really neatly, just like this. Just like that. And I'm actually going to put a note on the outside. And it's very important that I put this note. I'm going to put to the editor. Okay? I want the editor of the magazine to read this. I'm going to write it on here. And then watch what I do, Rupashi. I'm just going to put that inside. It fits perfectly inside my envelope. Take a look at that. So pop your letter inside your envelope just like this when you're ready. And this is where the cool bit happens, guys. It's almost like magic that it fits perfectly. Well done down at Ballarat. That's awesome. Now what I do, guys, watch this. I close my envelope using the line that I've done like this. Just like that. I seal it up. I take my glue. What I do, I just put some glue on each one of those 3 flaps, just like this. And then I close it up on each of the sides. First one here, plenty of glue is good so it doesn't get opened while it's in the post box. And then the final one just here, just like this. And my letter is now safe and sound inside my envelope, my article. Now, the last thing you'll need to do, guys, is obviously, I don't have them with me now, but in this top right corner here, you'll have your stamp. I'll put an S for stamp. You'll put your own stamp here. And then your address will go just here. Not your address, put the address of the person you're writing to. Now, that's where the hard part comes. You'll need to do your research. You need to look at the local newspaper and find their address. Find the address of the local newspaper and send the letter to them. But they're going to need to know who to write back to. And that's where the important part comes in. You turn your envelope over and you put your address on the back. You don't write yours, obviously. This is where you write your address on the back. So this is Rupashi, number 62, Pinkerton High Street, New Delhi, India, 20146. So that when they read your article and they're like, wow, that's an amazing article, they know who to write back to. Okay, so you should have now your letter, your article in an envelope and ready to post. I can see some people have got theirs. Has anyone got theirs ready? Is anyone ready to go? Rupashi, is yours ready? Can you hold it up? Can we see it? Is it done? Pretty amazing. We did this in 60 minutes. Oh, wow. That actually looks perfect. That actually looks totally perfect. Now, Marquita's son, I can see he's nearly ready as well. It's amazing. And he's very young. He must be only 7 or something years old. That's fantastic. Now, the idea behind this whole lesson today, guys, the idea behind this is that you now have the power to change anything. If you're down in Ballarat and you've got a problem with global warming or with the local pond is dirty or there's an issue with pollution or you're not happy about something, you now have the power to write an article or a letter. You now know how to make your very own envelope and you can send it to anybody you wish at any time on any subject you want, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, Divyam, you have been working so hard. Would you like to read your article to the world? We have thousands of kids watching this. Would you like, if I put your mic on, would you like to read yours out? All right. If Jake is there, my friend Jake, is he there? If he is, can he turn the article, can he turn the mic of Divyam on? He's here.
Yep. Ready to
Thank
go.
you, Jake.
Mike's ready. You just unmute yourself, Divyam.
All right, Divyam, unmute yourself and read your article to the world. First of all, Divyam, who are you and where are you from?
I am Divyam Malpani and I am from India, Kolkata, India.
You're from Calcutta. Now, I'll tell you, Calcutta, it's in obviously in East India. Is Calcutta quite a polluted city? Does it have a lot of pollution?
Yes.
In fact, I know very well, Divyam, that Calcutta is the most polluted city in the world, I hear. Is it difficult when you go outside to breathe? Is there lots of cars, lots of fumes? Is it like that?
Yes, sometimes like it's excessive, but most of the times it's like normal.
Okay, amazing. All right, Divyam, big loud voice, make sure the microphone is close to your mouth. The whole world is listening. Read us your article.
On the verge of chaos. We, the humans, have misused the power and brains, which has disturbed the delicate balance between life and utter chaos. But it's not that late and we can help to save it. In this article, we will discuss how we can help save planet Earth. About 10,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest is being cut down per day, which means that a particular area of the forest, the size of a football field, is being cut down every minute. But we should prevent it if we don't want the devastation of Earth. The carbon dioxide levels have increased by 80. The carbon dioxide levels have been the highest since the The carbon dioxide levels are currently the highest since the last 2 million years, of which 85% comes from burning fossil fuels like coal. 1.2 trillion tons of ice are lost each year, and if all the ice melts, oceans will rise by 70 meters. The last 10 years were the hottest in the last 1,25,000 years. Here, in St. Xavier's Collegiate School, Kolkata, we are actively helping save planet Earth by introducing various activities like planting more trees and cultivating barren land to grow more crops. Thank you. Written by Divya Malpani.
Thank you. Give him a round of applause. That was amazing. Well done. Really, really cool. Well done. You have just read your article to the entire world. Now, what I will say is this. I can see the girls down in Ballarat. They're so desperate to read. However, girls, I'm so sorry to tell you, we're out of time this week. What I will say to you is well done, everybody, for coming. The girls in Ballarat, we will see you next week. If you're here next week, 100%, I will allow you to read whatever we do next week to the entire world. By the way, while you're all here, next week we'll be studying volcanoes, eruptions, lava, and I promise you, this exact same time next week, I will be flying everybody all the way to Italy, and we're going to Mount Vesuvius. Now, obviously, we're not going to go in real life, but I'm going to take you on a virtual holiday to the other side of the world. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I hope you had a good time. What you need to do now is post your letter. Don't leave it in your book. Don't leave it with your teacher. Post it. Thank you, the girls in Ballarat. Big wave, everybody. You guys are all legends. We will see you next week on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Take care. Well done, Divyan, for reading.
It's Richard Mills from Upschool here. For more amazing free lessons like this one, create a free account at upschool.co, and we can't wait to see you on our platform.